The Wild Wild West.
Hey, welcome to Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast. I'm here today with Rowan Jacobsen. What's up, man? How you doing?
Man. I'm doing great. Happy to be here.
I've been awaiting this. If you guys don't know, I have a little booking service that throw me guest ideas. I saw the Sunlight book and I was like, I gotta talk to you. I happen to be deep in what is it called? Heliotherapy, you call it. Just get in the sunlight. Yeah, I'm a big sunlight guy right now. As you can see, my nose. I'm bad with it though. This is like 3 days of sunburn on sunburn. So I just keep going deeper and deeper into it, and I'll be fine. But yeah, I'm a huge proponent of sunlight, man. It's the best. Because I was telling you, I grew up on the East Coast, Northeast, and just those winters would crush me, man. When I read the beginning of your book, when you're saying how you're just like, you're in Vermont, and you're just like, no matter what you do in the winter up there, you literally don't feel the sun touch your skin, and then it just makes me. Like I really do get like thinking about it, and yeah, ever since I've been down here these hot summers, I'm like still haven't complained. Like people are like, oh, it's too hot. I'm like, you have no idea what the lack of light feels like, man. It's horrible.
I think about it because like you say, those winters they're crushing, especially after a while. And yeah, down here you're like, wow, you could just be cruising around in shirts and shorts and a t-shirt like most of the year, essentially, right?
Yeah.
So that makes a huge difference.
All year round if you're a fat white guy, apparently. Fat white guys.
Or a teenager. I mean, even in Vermont, you see the teenagers waiting at the bus stop. It's like 10 degrees below zero, and they're in their shorts. Like their
really?
long shorts.
That is kind of weird. or I notice with teenagers, they're either, it's that shorts when it's freezing, or it's like a hoodie when it's hot. And you're like,
exactly.
What are you guys, tell you guys doing? But, I guess that's what they do. So yeah, how long... So, okay, just give me the whole thing. Like what is your background? Because I've watched interviews with you. I would say you're Dr. Smart. You sound Dr. Smart, but I don't see the MD or P. So what is your background?
I'm like a word guy. I've been like made my living as a writer for like 25, 30 years. Like started in book publishing, and I did a little bit of ghostwriting. And then at some point I was like, I'm sick of this. I don't want to fix other people's words. I may as well just do my own words.
Yeah. So. How did you? I feel like ghostwriting's dastardly. It's like I'm a big co-author guy. If someone's going to help you with your book, hit him with the co-author. There's no shame. I would feel so weird, which is funny because I would like in school cheat on all my tests. But like writing a book, the ghostwriting thing freaks me out. I don't like it, man. It's like just give that person credit if they ghostwrite, or hire them as an editor, something. But the ghostwriter thing is, I get the heebie-jeebies around that.
Yeah, totally. And sometimes I did get credited as a co-author.
That's
sometimes they didn't want my name anywhere on there.
Right. We won't name names.
Yeah, I can't name those names. No.
J.K. wrote it. No. You wrote the Harry Potter series.
I wrote them all, actually. Like, now the world knows.
But no, yeah. So that seems like that would be frustrating, where you're like, damn it, I did the thing.
It was actually, like as a beginning writer, it was actually the perfect first step because your ego was not in it. Like you were not going to get recognized as a thing. So in terms of just like practicing your writing, it was like playing.
That's nice, yeah.
So in retrospect, I realized that was a good way to start because I was like, oh, this is fun. No one's going to know whether I screw it up or get it right.
True.
But then at some point, after a while, you're like, I think I know how to do this. I just want to do it for myself.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. So, and that started, what was your like... So it was more so just the writing. What did you naturally gravitate towards initially in terms of like,
subject matter? Yeah, so it was almost random. I was living in Vermont, and I happened to get a gig as an editor for this like cult foodie magazine called The Art of Eating. This was like early 2000s. And it was like this a one-man show by this one guy who was this like super persnickety gourmet. And he was doing this really in-depth food writing. So I worked for the magazine, started writing for the magazine. Then I got an idea out of that to do a book about oysters. It was like,
I saw that you wrote a book on oysters. Dude, can you please just break it down? What do you know about them? I was really
I'm
stoked
considered one of the experts on oysters for sure. So I wrote the first book that kind of like helped trigger that oyster revolution in the early 2000s. Texas is coming on really strong with oysters.
Dude, I just had oysters the other night. I love them.
Yeah, me too. I mean, yeah.
So how did you... Man, that's such a sick thing to write a book about because I don't even know what they are. Like, I know they're like a fucking little weird little.
I'm still not sure what they are. 20 years later.
So what's like can you just blow my mind with a couple oyster facts? Not to put you on the spot, but I would just love stuff to bust out next time I crack into some oysters.
Well, I mean, they're live when you eat them.
No, dude, fuck. What are you talking about? Are they really?
Yeah. So if an oyster is holding its shell shut, if an oyster shell is shut, the oyster is the one holding it shut. And it's like holding on, shell clamp down. It's like, like, I hope this goes better than I think it's going to go. It's just like waiting to get back in the water or whatever. So then you shuck it, right? When you are overcoming the oyster's resistance, like its muscles are pulling that thing closed and you're cutting through its muscle to take off that shell. And so you just hurt it. And it's, it's going through the tunnel. It can see the light, right?
Yeah,
but it hasn't gotten to the light yet. So
the tunnel's just your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Like, turns out it's the wrong tunnel. But
no,
if you guys who are really good shuckers, you'll see they're like surgeons almost, and they don't hurt the oyster too much as they take off that shell. You can see the oyster's heart beating, and as it goes down.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on. So oysters. Okay, so even when they're out of water, so they're not like a fish where they can only breathe underwater. Like
they are, but they can hang on for a really long time, like a super long time.
What? And they have to be pretty fresh to eat.
They have to be. Yeah, you don't want to eat a dead oyster for sure. I mean, unless it's cooked. If you just cooked it, fine. But.
No, I want that thing. I want to see the heartbeat. I'm gonna try to feel it on my tongue next time.
Well, I do think that's part of the pleasure in it. Like you see people, like a pile of oysters appears on the table and people go nuts.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's partly because they didn't realize it, but it's because they're getting this like live chi, and it's like, it's getting them a little excited.
It's like the poor man's adrenochrome. Well, I would say upper middle class, working upper middle class man.
It used to be the poor man.
Yeah, I know. So was lobsters.
Yeah,
lobsters
totally.
were just like, there's prison. Literally, they served them in prison.
Right, and the prisoners complained.
I know. Well, they were picking a lot of dead ones too and tossing them in there.
I'm sure it wasn't very good lobster.
That's okay. Yeah. So sorry. I mean, that's what an over deliver on an oyster fact. That
was my best.
I didn't know they were alive.
Card.
I thought they were long dead.
No, they're still kicking. And if they die, if their shell's open, you don't want to serve them to people. You trash them.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, that's wow. So I'll save the rest for the oyster book. That's amazing. They're fucking alive. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And they are delicious. And they taste so different from every body of water because they're basically concentrating that body of water.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Okay. And then there's the aphrodisiac component. I've heard that as well. That's just because you're eating a living thing and nothing's hotter than that. So
you're also pounding the booze with them, which doesn't hurt, right?
True.
I've always thought that was probably part of it.
True. God, I can't wait to tell I'm going to let her eat it next time and say, thing's alive. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. I think I'm going to get into soccer this summer with Prize Picks. They're offering everything from group stage winners to goals scored. And I'm hyped to watch the USA teach these other countries about real football and win money while doing it. Other than the US, nominate an official, quote unquote, Matt and Shane Secret Podcast player or team that we're rooting for this summer. Ooh, Sean, who are you thinking about? But you're the big.
So crazy.
What do you think? There's that name we were all saying earlier. We're talking about World Cup.
Pulisic.
Who?
Pulisic,
dude. He's so Pulisic. So fucking good, dude. I love that guy. He's the quote unquote official M&S podcast player.
That's Team USA, right?
Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Is he really? Hell yeah, dude. We're rooting for you. The biggest summer of soccer is on now. It's time to lock in yours on Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. The biggest summer of soccer is on, and with Prize Picks, you can make lineup picks all tournament long while rooting for your favorite teams from all around the world. Stack game winners from soccer, basketball, and baseball on top of my player picks for even bigger payouts. Make your picks for all these events and more this summer on Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code DRENCHED to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Yes, $50 when you play your first 5. Visit the Prize Picks promos board for more info. Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. That's amazing. So back to the sunlight. Okay, so that makes sense. You're more so following curiosities around the natural world. Is that fair?
So after that, I got a reputation as a food writer. So then all the magazines were coming to me, and
it always happens that way. I've talked to a decent amount of people who are like, I don't know, I was just kind of like doing my thing, and a lot of writers, especially, like they'll do a history book now. Like people are like, oh, you're a historian. You're like, yeah, sure, whatever. So you
get pigeonholed, and not like. If you're going to give me a pigeonhole, that was a pretty good one.
It's not bad, actually.
Yeah, like better than being like the proctology writer.
Yeah.
But so I did it for a long time, but I was always folding a lot of science into my food writing because I was interested in, what is this thing that you're eating, and where does it come from, and what makes it taste good? So then at some point, I started doing more straight up science writing.
Okay, and that's how you. And then I remember the beginning of the book, you talking. You just started noticing, and this is how I guess you got interested in the whole sunlight as like a medicine thing. You were just feeling a little, just like slacking down in those East Coast.
For sure, like middle age, you start like when you're younger, you can sort of like you don't notice anything.
Yeah, I'm 40. I'm 40. My oyster shell is being ripped open by time right now as we speak. But yeah, I know what you mean.
So yeah, I started definitely noticing summer's good, winter's bad. And I live in Vermont, so long, hard winters. And then, I was actually doing a science fellowship at MIT. This was like 2017, 2018. And this study came out, or I came across this study. They had realized that when sun hits skin, it actually triggers a release of endorphins in the brain, like natural opiates in the brain. And that's why people kind of get addicted to sunlight. That's why it feels good. And like the dermatologists who did the study were like, this is why people are addicted. This is the problem, that people love it so much. That's why we can't break them of their sun habits. And that, they're like, we should treat this as like a drug addiction, sunlight. And I was like, or it means that if our bodies are rewarding us for sunlight, there's a reason in evolutionary terms that came to be, right?
Yeah.
Like people who were seeking out sunlight did well in some way.
Yeah, and that's the funniest thing about the whole sunlight as like a thing to be avoided. It really does get back to the dermatologists. It's very funny to see like dermatologists. They do kind of get crushed in the sun debate because they have been making a whole living out of being like, don't let that stuff touch your skin.
They do, and to their credit, like their job is to prevent skin cancer.
Yeah.
So if that's your only thing you're trying to do, tell people to stay out of the sun.
Yeah,
and also it covers your ass.
And I have nothing against dermatologists. When I have a weird rash or a wart, I'm glad they're there to freeze it off me or whatever.
Yeah, totally.
I will say what there's I would say kind of sneaky about is you don't think when you go to a dermatologist that there's any chance they're going to see you naked, and there's basically 100% chance they're going to see you. Like when you go to a dermatologist, they'll be like, you get a wart and like you want a full body scan. I'm like, that sounds good. Then I'm like, oh yeah, my skin's all over my full body, and I'm like, all right, it's just weird. I didn't know, whatever. Anyway. But I mean, it is. Luckily for me, and I don't know if this is good or bad, but a lot of stuff I remember hearing like, oh, you got to stay out of the sun. I remember just my whole life being that sounds dumb. Like I'm not. Yeah. Why would I? That's crazy because I know too. Yeah. If I'm in the sun, I'm getting sunlight. I have like weird food allergies. That stuff kind of lessens. Like my whole body functions 1,000% better.
That's interesting. And so that crazy. So one of the big things sunlight does is it just tells your immune system to relax a little bit, to chill out. So all those things that are like the immune system overreacting, like which is what allergies are, they get chilled out by sunlight.
Yeah, because I noticed that, where I was like, even like if I catch a hangover in the middle of winter, it's like so brutal. Whereas if I'm like kind of in a sun-drenched environment, it's like and I don't really drink that much, but if I do, I've noticed like the hangovers like shortened. I feel I need less sleep. I eat less. It's like, that's why I was like, dude, I'm not whatever, especially with, I didn't realize skin cancer, like it's 98% of them or 98% of the times it's pretty harmless.
Yeah. So there's different kinds. There's melanoma, and then there's what they call the BCCs and the SCCs, which is squamous cell carcinoma and basal cell carcinoma. And like 98% are those, the BCCs and the SCCs. That's what everyone tends to get, and they just get cut off. Yeah. They don't tend to have long-term health benefits. Health effects if you cut them off relatively soon. Melanoma is the bad one, but it's really uncommon.
Yeah, it's only 2%.
Yeah.
What does melanoma do?
Melanoma can get invasive, and then that's when you get a cancer that spreads to one of your internal organs.
That's bad.
That's the bad one. But that one's not associated with regular doses of sunlight, actually. It's associated with burns, and especially burns in childhood, which means we're all screwed.
Yeah, fuck.
Right? Yeah, so that's the bad news.
Wait, how do they associate that? Who hasn't been burnt by the sun in childhood?
I know, right? Well, people with darker skin, for one.
True.
And they have almost no risk from melanoma.
See, I've heard that people with darker skin do have a risk for, not melanoma, maybe it's a lesser skin cancer.
They very low rates of all the skin cancers. They can still get them. So I think what dermatologists are trying to do is, like some people who have dark skin think they can't get skin cancer. And so then something pops up and they don't get it checked. So when they do get it checked, it tends to be at a later stage because of the sense that I don't have to worry about it.
True.
So they've tried really hard to make sure that even people with dark skin do worry about it, which is good, but they truly don't have a lot to worry about. The rates are like 100 times lower.
Okay, so it's truly lower.
Yeah.
What about? I mean, is there a world in which dermatologists can start isolating melanin and just give everyone melanin? Just a little bit. I wouldn't pig out, but just you know, that seems
Melanin
to be,
is good. Melanin's awesome.
I know. I was reading the book.
It's an amazing molecule.
I know. I was reading the book and I was like, God damn it, man! I'm trying to activate mine right now. This is the tannest I've ever been.
So that's what I was gonna say. Like, you know, 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, you will start to make a little more melanin, and also it'll move like. From the bottom of your skin, it'll move up to the top to be, you know, they're supposed to be like little like sun umbrellas.
Oh, it's there to kind of like, all right, if it gets to here, I'll step in.
It's the parasol at the beach kind of thing.
Whoa. That was the one thing from the book that kind of blew my mind when you were talking about there's like little microbes all over your skin that kind of just like eat sunlight and just kind of get powered off it. And then if you get a lot of sunlight, you make more of these microbes because I guess it's like better conditions for them. No, I had no idea about that.
Yeah, the skin microbiome is really important. And, you know, like we've heard about the gut microbes that are can be good for us or bad depending on which ones we have. But the skin ones and the gut ones are like talking to each other every day.
Really?
Yeah. And they're like, you know, they're running more of the agenda than you would think.
I know.
Apparently.
That's definitely, you know, if you're paranoid about that kind of stuff, it's not good news. You're covered in tiny little bugs. Although the fact that they're
good. They're mostly good.
They're good. They're just eating sunlight and fucking protecting me. That's pretty cool. There's
tanning injections that you can get.
Yeah, but is it going to give me I want the real stuff. I don't want
It'll make you darker, but it increases your chances of getting skin cancer.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that makes sense actually. That's kind of what you get, honestly. That's crazy.
Right, the same people who are staying out of the sun for their health are then like plugging themselves with
peptide. Why?
Yeah.
I've heard the whole like genuinely avoid. I get it. I can't. I'm pretty fair skinned, so I can't have that much sunlight, and I kind of a little overindulge a little bit. But the whole thing of like stay out of it altogether gives me the creeps, man. I've seen. And I actually like, I'm sure you know Brian Johnson, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Health guy. I like his stuff. I like that he shares all the things. I can't get with him on sunlight, man. That whole like carry an umbrella, like genuinely vamp life, stay out of the sun as much as you can. It's like, it's like sickly. I don't know. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's funny. He had a post last week where he listed like, here's, you know, for life, here's my 50 things or whatever. And one of them was that exactly.
Yeah.
And all the experts I know in the sun field were like, can you work on Brian Johnson? He's like, he's not up to speed on this one. So
yeah, I mean, it does seem like he's open to following research, which is cool, but he's like really, really anti-sun. So
he is. And it's because he's getting the wrong information. Like he's relying on like the dermatologists of the world to supply him. If he put Chat GPT on the job, he could solve that.
True.
I mean, seriously, those right now we're in this like weird little stage, I think, where those AIs, they haven't been bought yet, I feel like, by any of the companies. They'll give you the straight dope, and they've read friggin' everything.
Yeah.
So you can put them on the job on this stuff, and they'll like call up like the key papers for you.
Yeah. No, I that is kind of cool. I use them for stuff when I'm like, I'll just get an idea where I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is how it goes, and I'll be like, well, let me double check, because I'm like sensitive to caffeine, so I try to, for some reason, I don't know, this was out of spite, I try to prove that like coffee is actually bad for you. So I'm like really feeding these things, like, come on, man, give me my argument, and it was just like, no, it's actually good for you.
See, right now they're pretty solid. You got to feel like money will eventually be able to buy their
I thought about that
right?
before. I'm like, this is not going to last very long.
It's just like the early days of the internet it truly was like this like Wild West where you could just, there weren't companies that were sort of managing it all for you.
Yeah, no,
and
yeah.
It went away.
Because I was even like, well, I was trying to point to the whole thing where alcohol was like, remember when it was like, have a drink a day and it's good for you. And then it's like not true whatsoever. Yeah. I was like, well, a lot of the studies on coffee are probably done by coffee company kind of like research bodies. And it was just like, yeah, not really, man. Like some are for sure, but there's a lot of independent science on coffee. And I was like, damn, it's actually is good for you. So I try to ruin it for the billions of people who enjoy coffee. But it turns out it's actually great. So yeah, so on me. So yeah, where do we stand now in terms of like just a quick run through of like some of the science of sunlight being good for you, how to get it, and X, Y, all that stuff.
So basically what happened is like 10, 15 years ago, researchers started noticing that people who were naturally exposed to more sunlight had better lifespans and lower rates of like all the classic chronic diseases. So cancers other than skin cancer, heart attacks, strokes, all the big stuff was lower in people who were getting more sunlight. And they didn't know why. But now they've looked into that and they're starting to get a sense of why that is. And I kind of put it into like 3 buckets. So one is stuff we make with the energy from sunlight, like vitamin D. And nitric oxide, which is another chemical made in the skin with sunlight that lowers blood pressure. And blood pressure, huge killer, high blood pressure. So if you're lowering blood pressure a few points, like globally, that's gonna be a huge impact.
That's huge. I mean, nitric oxide, they used to sell it at GNC because you would take it and it would like makes your veins.
It dilates blood vessels. Viagra is based on nitric oxide.
Pretty sick.
So the sun, it might be nature's Viagra too, a little bit. But
Hey. There definitely is. I can attest to that.
Well, there was a crazy study. They shone light on mice and then tracked their sexual behavior. The mice who got the sunlight had bigger balls and were considered sexier by the other mice.
Really?
Which they measure in like terms of like squeaking and sniffing. Right?
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, there is actually some like a little like hint that sunlight might actually make you a little sexier.
Well, there's this stuff about, I just get all my stuff off like the like Instagram and stuff, but I have heard that if the sun hits your chest for whatever, however many minutes a day, you produce more testosterone, all this stuff.
But yeah, it's interesting. I haven't seen, but it could be.
It's probably true, man. Well, vitamin D apparently is a big precursor for the production of testosterone. So
then for sure.
Yeah, so
that makes sense.
That's pretty crazy. But it just started with people noticing little things, and then
anti-inflammation is the other huge one. I think. Like basically the sun, when it hits your skin, it triggers a little bit of inflammation, like redness, right? Like because it's like a challenge to the body. It's like the body has to deal with it. So the body produces all these different repair compounds, anti-inflammatory compounds, fixes all the damage. And then basically it sends signals to the immune system saying, don't freak out, we got this. This is just normal, daily life, on the savanna plains of Africa or whatever. And so basically the response to the slight challenge of sunlight triggers a strong healing response by the body, which goes beyond the skin and actually keeps everything else kind of calm and running smoothly.
That makes sense. They go check on the other things while they're out. They're like, all right, let's go.
Yeah. It's like you call the fire department.
Yeah. They're like, let's go look around.
Yeah, right. They're like, what else can we fix while we're here?
Nice. And the funny thing too or something I noticed from the book was this was like kind of accepted as like this is kind of what you did back during, what is it, cholera or not cholera, tuberculosis.
Totally. Yeah.
And what was the other one? It was tuberculosis, and there's another
rickets. So those two diseases got super bad in the Industrial Revolution. Tuberculosis because everyone was living in packed, dirty cities, right? So the germs were just spreading much easier. Rickets is caused by lack of sunlight, because lack of sunlight means lack of vitamin D. And vitamin D is what gets calcium into your bones to make them strong. So kids in the Industrial Revolution, when kids were on farms, they got tons of sunlight.
Yeah.
Rickets wasn't a thing. Suddenly rickets pops up late 1800s because the kids are either working in factories or like living in like tenement blocks.
Yeah.
In like places like London. They're never seeing the sun. The cities are also choked with coal smoke. So suddenly all the kids are getting rickets. And they figured out that sunlight could cure the rickets and could also cure like the skin form of tuberculosis. So then there was kind of this like beautiful era in like the 20s and 30s when like everyone was sending their kids up to the Alps to like ski in their underwear in the snow
Yeah,
to prevent tuberculosis.
I heard you talking about that. And even the teacher would sit out there. That's like,
Yeah, there's awesome photos. It's like a Wes Anderson film.
that's
come to
really
life.
funny.
It's like
everyone in their undies, chilling, getting light.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And the other thing too that I saw that I was kind of shocked by was like, it's not even like you don't even have to be in that much direct sunlight. It's like if you can be fully covered with clothes, all of the light's still going to penetrate through your clothes. If you know that you're going to get a bunch of like stuff from basically just being outside. Like the one that really blew my mind was like sitting under a tree. If you're in the shade, the light hits the leaves and you're getting now like green light or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Kinda
So
sick.
there's two. So infrared, which is part of the spectrum that we can't see. It's like beyond red. So our eyes can't detect it, but it's photons of energy, just like all the other visible light. It goes through clothing really easily, like visible light goes through glass. And it goes through tissue pretty easily too. So about 50% of the sunlight is infrared, and it'll go through your clothing and then into your body. And it'll kind of like those photons will bounce around like billiard balls in your body and then eventually get absorbed. And they kind of like, they help you produce energy more efficiently. They go into your mitochondria. So when you're getting all that infrared, it's just kind of like making your metabolism work a little better. It's giving you free energy.
Yeah.
So you get a little bit less wear and tear trying to make energy from your food. And plants don't like infrared. Like for photosynthesis, they just want blue and red light. So they bounce green, which is why they look green to us, and they bounce infrared. So anytime you're surrounded by plants, by green leaves or grass, that's a bunch of green photons and infrared photons.
Bouncing off of it.
Yeah, bouncing off the plants and into you. So you're getting like a double dose. You're getting it from the sun, and then you're getting it from the plants. So if you're in the shade, you're not getting too much UV because you're out of the sun, but you're getting tons of green and infrared. And green is good too. They're like doing some research at two places, Harvard and University of Arizona right now, because they found out accidentally that green light relieves migraines and other like pain.
What?
And anxiety. So yeah, you can now you can buy green lights to treat your migraines now.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's going to be one of the next. Like red light therapy is really big right now.
I've seen that stuff. Now,
So green's going to be next.
little green. And really, you're saying also just go outside.
Just go outside.
Yeah, you can just go outside.
Well, that's the thing.
Having my red light, my green light here, and actually, fuck yeah, I'm getting some green right now.
You do. You got a little green light there.
Green LED. I'm getting some green LED. What do you have? You ever looked into the whole sun eater guys who claim to like not need food but can just kind of stare at the sun in the early morning?
Yeah. So there's a bunch of those dudes in Mexico at the nude beach down there. Zipolita, I think it's called.
Yeah.
So I have a friend who's like a mezcal importer. He's like, dude, you got to go hang out with the
Sounds awesome, actually.
with the sun eater, because there's these guys who are just like in the sun all day, and they're like, I haven't eaten in years. Like, I don't know if I believe them, but
yeah, that's what I'm always kind of like, all right, I can't
Yeah.
really prove it because I'm not going to hang out here for another year.
but I totally want to find out. So I want to find out what their deal is. I do have sort of like, when time frees up, I want to
Go check 'em
hang
out.
with the sun eaters.
And there's just dudes that are just standing naked on the beach who claim not to have eaten.
yeah.
Fuck, that's kind of cool. I mean, I'd be impressed if you can do it for 3 days. That's pretty impressive. But yeah, I've heard that too a long time ago. That if you look at the sun before it hurts your eyes,
Right.
you kind of catch it in the morning, catch it as it goes down. They claim they get all the energy they need. Which I don't know. Who knows? Plants do it. What the hell? Why can't we?
It might be sun and cannabis that's giving them all the energy.
True. Yeah, true. So the one thing I liked as well, because I'm a big fan of like, this is the part where you have like a little light primer in the book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whenever I get into like just the physics on photons and lights and all that stuff, it's honestly like the coolest, not even just cool. It's like beautiful when you read about that, almost on like a spiritual level when you're like, damn, this has been thought out, or I don't know how. Personally, it's like it's hard to kind of argue against, kind of intelligent design when you read about just the way light works. Like it's insane. Like I know, well, I'll be curious to get the, again, just razzle dazzle me with some light facts. But the one that I had recently was that I didn't realize sun. So there's like hydrogen fusion or whatever in the sun, particle fusion in the sun.
Yeah.
The light that's on Earth is trapped in the sun's core for like roughly 100,000 years.
Yeah.
And it just like steps down, because otherwise the gamma would just destroy us.
Exactly.
But it stepped down for anywhere from like 15,000 to 100,000 years. And then once it's ready, it just beams in 8 seconds.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's amazing.
Yeah. I didn't realize any of that until I got into the book either. But so light is just pure energy, right? Energy without matter, without mass.
I mean, for that alone is fucked up. It's like, if you really get into like, what is a spirit? It's like, it's literally that.
I think light, and you've seen like so many religions basically have used light as their metaphor for spirit, and you do start to think maybe it's not actually a metaphor at all, right? Like maybe light is kind of like that divine force.
Yeah.
Because time does not exist for light, it gets really cosmic.
Really?
Yeah. So this is like Einstein. If we speed up closer and closer to the speed of light, time slows down, right? They've established that. Like the faster you move, the slower time moves for you. If you could actually make it to the speed of light, which you never could, but time would stop. And for light, time doesn't exist. It's everywhere at once that it has ever been. And it's only when it like hits matter and gets absorbed into matter that it kind of like falls into time. Right?
So fucking sick.
But so it seemed
cool.
like, so
that's crazy.
So if light is, light can't do anything on its own, right? Like it's pure energy. It doesn't really interact with anything. It just, it's like the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
It just cruises through the universe. Then when it like hits like matter, then suddenly it's in time and it can have like cause and effect, and that energy can start to do stuff. So then you start to think of Earth as like this, like sort of like experiment where like light from the sun is like being captured and is doing stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I was doing the, I have a little kid, so I'm constantly doing like, Dad, what color does this make if you mix this? And it seemed so dumb, but I was like genuinely mind blown when I was like, what color does green make? And I was like, I don't know, red and yellow, or no, blue and yellow. And I was just like, damn, sunlight and water makes green for plants. And I was like, hold on, guys, give me a second. This is actually kind of cool. But the light stuff is really amazing when you get into the physics of the photons, just like packets of energy just moving faster than we can even conceive. It's literally moving faster than time, which is like
faster than time. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah,
it's crazy. And then you get, it just like goes into your skin, and your body's like nice, and use it. It's, for me, that kind of stuff really, I think, buttresses a spiritual worldview as opposed to one where it's like just all meaningless photons bouncing or whatever particles. And I'm allergic to that worldview. So
yeah, no, that the material view is like, it was kind of like right in front of them and they missed it. Like,
yeah,
because the light, all the energy that makes us alive, like everything that makes us not a pile of mud, was sunlight that came to Earth, got captured by a plant, and then either we got it directly from the plant or we got it from the thing that got it from the plant.
Yeah.
But it's all sunlight like passing through,
It's fucking awesome. And so in this book, you're basically, I guess, trying to balance out the pervasive fear of sunlight. I see it a lot too. And again, what I like about this isn't like, because there's the opposite thing where it's like, just go outside and just bake in the sun 24, which I've tried, and it's just, that's not the move. Again, my face hurts. If I put anything on it, it's still burning. But it's like, the message really is like, sunlight's not bad for you. Don't pig out on it. But also, like, if you're just outside, even, protected or whatever, you're still absorbing its benefits. You don't have to have it like kind of radiating kind of right into your skin all the time.
Totally, yeah. And I actually think that whole like lying out on the beach for hours thing isn't good for anyone, even if you are wearing sunblock. Like you're gonna get too much energy.
Yeah.
Too many photons of energy that your molecules can't handle.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of free radicals in the body. But yeah, the daily doses, really good. And basically hiding indoors all the time, clearly really bad. The science is like very clear. So that was kind of where it started for me, is because we had sort of gotten to this extreme place where the recommendations are never let unprotected sun touch your body, use sunblock 365 days a year, even if you're indoors, even if you're, it's midwinter, like That's crazy.
That's insane.
You know?
It's genuinely insane. I feel like if you're not getting burnt, you're good. That's like in the winter, I'm not getting sunburned. I don't need sunscreen.
Yeah, and that's what a bunch of the experts have said to me. And I kind of, tend to say like, and make sure you don't get anywhere near burnt, because it's easy to think, oh, I'm good. And then at the end of the day, you're like, ooh,
Yeah.
I'm a little pig.
Yeah, trust me, it's every single day. But it's nice to know now that if I wear, one of those long sleeve lightweight shirts, I'm still out getting my daily dose. That was my big thing. I was like, man, there's something about me. I always feel defeated if I see people at the pool with like the long sleeve pool shirt, big brim hat, and I'm just kind of like, pussy. Pussy. But now I know you're still getting all the benefits.
Or some of the benefit. Not the UV, but the rest, yeah.
But how much, so you're saying if I got like 10 minutes of UV a day, I'm good?
In Texas? Yeah, I'd say.
What?
I mean, y'all are blessed with some good photons. down
Yeah.
here.
So that's all I need is 10 minutes. Dude, I've been overdoing it like crazy. I've been doing like an hour.
In winter, an hour's probably good.
No, summer. It's like
Summer?
yesterday.
Summer
Yeah.
hours a lot of down here.
Okay.
Your UV index is probably like
Pretty
up to
high.
like 10, 11.
Yeah. So you only really need, and that's, the timing seems to be a thing. People have heard this before, but it's like you have to go out. Morning is like the best time, while as it's like the sun's kind of coming up.
Yeah, especially for somewhere like here that you've got a lot of light to work with. Like an hour midday would probably be too much this time of year. But an hour in the morning is just right.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Because I have a garden in my backyard, and a lot of times it'll be like these plants are full sun, and I put them out in my backyard, and it's like I've learned that full sun doesn't always mean Texas. Full sun. I'm like it'll wilt some of like plants that like, say to be sun lovers, and so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty. So what do you do personally? How is like writing and researching all this stuff kind of affected you, or were you kind of on the sun path before that?
I was, instinctively, I was like, I definitely feel better, like on a cellular level, when I'm getting a fair amount of light in my day. But then unfortunately, I was writing a lot of this book in winter in Vermont, and I was kind of like, oh my God.
So you were longing for it.
I'm destroying myself, stuck in my office. So I'm trying to figure that part of it out right now. Like summer, perfect where I live. Winter, I'm not going to be able to get the UV that I need for sure. So I do. I head south.
Yeah.
There's also these. I think there's a new sort of like a generation of light devices coming out that are designed to give you a dose of UV safely. Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to be part of the solution for a lot of people who can't just like go to the Caribbean all winter.
Yeah, just stand under that thing for like 10 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, and in 10 minutes it's even less than that. But yeah, they're FDA cleared. First ones are just coming out now. So yeah, I think honestly, like people are going to think about their light diet the way they think about their food diet now. In some ways, they're going to like be a little more intentional about what they surround themselves with.
Well, that's what I'm always, again, for me, it's always about like, what's the quickest and easiest and like freest thing you can do? Because there's so many gadgets and gizmos, and, people are always looking for something. People feel like, I don't feel good. What do I, you just pull up your phone. You're like, yeah, eat whatever, this powder and whatever. But that's why I like the sun stuff so much, because it really, really works. Like I can personally attest to it.
Yeah. And it's free.
It's free. Yeah. It's
Free for everybody.
Yeah, it's widely abundant.
Yeah.
And free. I yesterday talked to, it was actually the opposite. This is kind of a fire and ice week. I talked to an ice swimmer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a guy, Chris Ballard wrote a book on ice swimming and all that stuff. And
yeah,
it's like it's just, again, cold water, pretty easy to come across. You can just get a couple bags of ice, throw it in the bathtub, and sun. And it's like those two things alone is like, they really set you up. Like, they and then just walk or run, you're kind of good.
But it's actually the same thing. Like all that stuff, hormesis is the term they use, like the exercise bros use.
Yeah.
But any of those things that are a test for the body, but a doable test.
Yeah.
Where the body's like, whew, I gotta raise my game a little bit.
Yeah.
That's really good long term. Like I kind of think probably what makes for really good long term aging has more to do with how good your body is at dealing with like little bits of damage and fixing it than like any particular like nutrient or supplement you're putting in.
I think so too, man. Just again, for me, the big thing is just getting outside, being active.
Yeah.
Just at least for 30, 40 minutes a day. Like because I've done both. I've done it where I've been an indoor creature for like 90% of the day. And I feel wretched, like mentally, I feel horrible. And then, so that's been my big thing of like trying to avoid becoming like human veal. That's when it's like,
oh, I might steal that phrase.
hey man, take it.
This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. Summer is a lot of fun, but it can be a lot. Summer's fun, but it can be a lot.
It can be a lot.
Matt, tell me, what's one thing this summer that you have a lot going on? And what did you do? Did you enjoy being that busy, or did you prefer a more relaxed itinerary?
I enjoy the business a little bit, but I would like some more relaxing.
You need to relax more.
Yeah.
That's what
would
I
like to
always say
relax more.
about you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People ask me, they say, what's it like living with the mayor? I said, God, I wish the guy would fucking relax.
Too much of a busybody.
Yeah,
I got so much going up here.
you do.
It's true.
Yeah.
The police radio never turns off.
True.
Yeah.
We do have to get you a scanner.
Yeah.
Oh man, actually, you would have fun with a scanner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
you go to Crimes in Progress.
I would, dude.
You'd be feared in the city. The criminals, the bad guys would go, oh shit, it's Lemaire.
Yeah,
This is the leverage. He's coming.
He's gonna get it. The leverage. You get low on him, fire out. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed, try BetterHelp. They're one of the biggest online therapy platforms and pretty highly rated too. They can connect you with a professional therapist who can help you understand what you need to truly enjoy your summer. You don't have to say yes to everything this summer. Find support in therapy. Sign up and get 10% off betterhelp.com/MSSP. That's betterhelp.com/MSSP. Now let's get back to the show.
Guys, real quick. Oh my God, 626, 627. I'll be at the Stardome Comedy Club, Birmingham, Alabama. That's huge. That's major. Please come. That is June 26th, 27th, the weekend after this weekend. After Father's Day, I'll be in Birmingham, Alabama. And then August 7th, I'll be in August 7th, August 8th, San Jose, California, the San Jose Improv, August 7th, August 8th. And then 8/13, 8/14, that's August 13th and 14th. I'll be at the Spokane Comedy Club, Spokane, Washington. I'll be back for, I believe, the second or third time. Yay.
Sheesh. Yes. Please come see me. I'm going to be in Virginia next week. Alexandria, Virginia, the 24th. Charlottesville, Virginia, the 25th. Cosby's Comedy Club in Newport News, the 28th. And on the 27th, I'll be in Columbia, South Carolina. So please come out to those shows. And you know where I'll be on June 23rd?
Optimum Noctis.
Yes, here in Austin, Texas at the Creek in the Cave.
Yes.
Panties in the mouth.
But yeah, I've gotten to that point many times in my life, and it's just, God, I feel terrible. And there's just something about, especially when you're structuring your time and day and like, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? It's like there is, especially the older I get, it's like just getting outside every day it's like important. Like you really, really need to do it. Otherwise you get kind of cut off from like what the world actually is.
Yeah.
You get stuck into like the internet and your house and, all your bullshit. And it's like, I get freaked out about how real, I should say, or how did I say this? The internet is like a substitute for actual physical reality. I feel like it's getting more and more kind of pervasive where we're putting more importance on the internet and it's like just the world basically outside.
Yeah, this is the thing I think about all the time.
Yeah, it kind of freaks me out.
Yeah, we're transforming into something different than we used to be.
Dude, I get a hard wake up. I get hard wake up calls with it all the time because like, I'm online. I do a lot of stuff online. I'm always promoting stuff, and then there's like you have part of your identity on the internet, and you're going like, what do people think about me? And you go, okay, mostly negative. Fuck, and then like, so you're like really pulled in. You're like, So I'm like, I find myself trying to like mitigate this, playing this like game layered on top of my actual life, and it just gets like so stressful. But the whole point is, every now and again, I'll be like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter. Like that stuff genuinely doesn't matter in terms of like, I have a family and there's like real physical beings around me, but you're like clouded by this kind of just, digital kind of thing. And it's just, man, the less I kind of engage with it, the better I feel. And it helps to be like, I'm just going to go outside. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And it's like, It's like a spider web. I mean, not
It'll
to
trap you. for
Yeah,
sure.
it's very bad, man. I don't know. It's very bad. And the worst part is I feel like the internet gives you almost like, it almost puts everybody, how do I say this? Like before, like, if you were in the 80s and 70s and you were, a construction worker, there was no part of you that even considered that you could one day be famous for something. It just wasn't, you're like, no, I'll never, that's not a thing. You have to be an entertainer. The internet, I feel like, has thrown every single person into the game where it's like, hey, man, yeah, man, you could. And I do feel like it has
Totally.
not good effects.
So I had a funny, just in the past 12 hours, funny experience with all that. So my book came out yesterday, right? Huge wave of media attention. It's like suddenly, like interview requests are pouring down on me. So I had said to a friend of mine who's like pretty website savvy, I was like, can you tweak my website? Looks a little crappy right now. Could you just tweak it for me, make it look a little better? She's like, sure. At 1 a.m. last night, I got a text from her. She's like, I broke your website. She's like, I can't fix it. I'm so sorry. It's down. Apparently, like some recovery link went to some administrator email. We don't know who. So I was like, okay, like the day that my website's gonna get the most hits ever, it's down.
Fuck.
So
This was
like,
yesterday?
This was 1 a.m. like a few hours ago.
Oh, man.
I'm like, okay. Like this is a good test of your Zen ability. Right?
It is, man. Did you say Zen ability?
Yeah.
Zen ability is a highly overrated skill, man. You really need it to be like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
All right, what are we gonna do now? I'm not there because there is this part of your mind that's like, it's almost like delicious when you're like, yeah, I get to fucking freak out right now, and you're like, you have to be like, not even going down that path.
Yeah. But so as you were saying, it's like, okay, maybe it wasn't that important after all,
Yeah. So what did you get it fixed?
No, it's down. I'm just ignoring. I can't do anything about it.
That's the thing, man. Yeah, you really can't. And it's like shit. I mean, shit. Yeah, that must have been really stressful.
Also at 1 a.m. They're like, okay, there goes to sleep for the night.
Well, fuck. I'm sorry to hear that. But again, it's one of those things where
Right.
I don't know. It'll get fixed, and then it is what it is. When I did my last comedy special, I had 2 shows on Friday, 2 shows Saturday, and I was gonna just see which was the best show out of all 4. You have a lot of chances to get it right, basically. So I had 4 chances to do it. First night, shows were good, but I was like, I didn't feel like that was the one. Saturday, I'm like, all right, I got 2 more chances, feeling good about it. That morning. Yeah, it was that morning of the show Saturday. I had to film something for the intro, so I had to wear this kind of like camera rig thing on me. It was like a POV, and I leaned forward too fast, and it just, the camera thing literally cut my head. It was bleeding for hours. But then the problem was now I couldn't splice if I had like a good take from one. So those 2 others were rendered mute, where I was like, I can't use these. So now, and then I remember there was just like a bunch of people there just putting on makeup on my head, camera, different light, and they went back and forth maybe 15 times. It was like a collective freak out for an hour and a half right before I was about to go on. And I just remember being like, guys, just stop. It's okay. I appreciate you working hard, but like, it is what it is. It's like, we're just going to deal with it and figure it out. Let's all just stop freaking out and just move on. Cause you can really get caught in that like anxiety freak out loop. We could have stayed in it up until the minute I walked out on stage. And I remember just being like, fuck it, guys. Let's just do it. Who cares?
Okay.
Who cares? Yeah. And it went great. It was fine. I remember it almost, for me, was kind of freeing to be like, it's just like, I was like, that's what whenever I try to take anything remotely serious, I tend to get reminders just from like circumstance where it's just kind of like, dude, shut up. Just go do your thing. So that was I remember just kind of laughing and being like, of course I fucking smacked my head on a camera today. This is just what I do.
Yeah,
So.
friend of mine who's a photographer for the New York Times. So he's had a pretty good career, but at some point he's kind of like, who cares, right?
Yeah.
So he has this thing he says whenever anything comes up, he's like, just remember, we are animals and we made this all up.
That's a great line.
It comes in handy sometimes.
It really does. Damn, that's amazing, actually. That's really good. I'm going to use that on my wife.
Right. So it can backfire on you.
When she freaks out, like, we are just animals. We're making it all up. So let's do what animals do, babe. How about you forget about that? So what's next for you, man? You're on the book tour. moving around. What do you got on the horizon? What are you thinking about doing?
So I am a couple of things. I'm trying to decide which way to go. I'm waiting for a sign, right? So one of them is kind of what we were talking about. Like the more you think about light, then you start to think about energy, and you start thinking about us as, rather than just like piles of molecules, we're basically like this flow of energy, like a standing wave of energy in a sense, and does have like the spiritual aspect to it. And there's some really interesting new science coming out around that. It's like hard science, but I think there could be a really fun, just like easy mainstream book about that concept.
So you're going quantum, you're thinking.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now's the time.
I was thinking the title could be Quantum Me, right? And I could just
cool.
self-experiment.
I mean, I'm no stranger to like the just a lot of different spirituality books and stuff, and a lot of them tend to just dabble. A lot of them they borrow from quantum elements to be like, hey,
That would mean
we can be two places at once, and you're like, what the fuck? Are you serious?
Totally, the entanglement stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
That you can apply that to so many different things in life.
So you've been sneakily researching quantum, basically just quantum property. Is
I
it
love that
quantum, or
stuff.
is it more just like your body as a non-physical or energy, whatever?
It is. It's all quantum mechanics, because like down at that basic subatomic level, it's all about electrons and photons interacting. And for the physicists, they figured this out 100 years ago, that like energy and matter are like two sides of the same coin. Biologists like learned this yesterday. It seems like they missed it for 100 years, but now they're like, oh, we need to think about magnetism and energy and how all these things like change the stuff that we are. So it's hard stuff, but it's but that's why I think there's like the light version of it could make a really good book.
That is cool.
Yeah. But then the other thing, when you're, a bit of a contrarian, you write a contrarian book and everyone's like, you're an idiot, you're so wrong. And you're like, I might be wrong, but I might not be wrong.
Yeah.
And then you try to figure out, how do I know if I'm wrong or not? So anyway, I think it'd be really fun to write a book, and this would be a book, I think 99% audience would be dudes. It would be, the title would be.
You're in the right place right now. This is a very dude heavy environment.
When you are right and everyone else is wrong, right? That'd be the title.
That's great.
Like a field guide to unrecognized genius. but it would be tongue in cheek. Like,
Yeah.
Here's how to know if you are a genius or if you're just entirely wrong.
How would you summarize that then? Because there's a lot of people who have been right. That a lot of other people, what I mean? Like a lot of the advanced, like germ theory is the biggest one, or one of the biggest.
No,
ones.
that's one of the best examples.
The guy died in an insane asylum.
So many of them, they got it right. No one ever recognized them. So and they
not
often
even just
kill
that,
themselves.
shit on them, like actively
Totally.
shit on them to the point where they end up killing themselves. The God, who's the guy? Gödel, the mathematician, starved himself to death.
Yeah.
He apparently, and I've tried to read about it a million times, but he proved that the axioms, mathematics were founded upon contradicted the mathematics himself, which just like they wanted math to be this like concrete physical reality that like they wanted to take it almost away from like, they didn't want anything kind of like airy about it. Like, no, this is hard physical science. And he kind of out of nowhere was like, yeah, no, it's not, and proved it using their own axioms. And then they were like, fuck you, dude. And he starved himself to death. But apparently everyone's like, yeah, fuck, he was right.
It sucks to be the guy who's right but totally ostracized for it. Like,
Yeah.
couldn't be worse. But anyway, so part of it would be looking at all those examples through history and like,
That's
can we
amazing.
recognize a pattern so we can start getting better at recognizing these people?
Yeah.
And then the flip side would be like, how do we tell when you're full of shit? Like, how do you tell when you're full of shit?
Well, the fun flip side is just going through there's got to be no shortage of people who are like, I got this. And then it just turned out they're 1,000,000%, which
All
is
of
really
us.
fun. Yeah.
And we're almost always wrong, right? So that's the thing. Is there a better or faster way of figuring out?
Figuring out you're wrong.
Yeah. And except for that one time when you actually did get it right.
Yeah. And the problem too is because I forget what I was watching, but I was watching, not even a debate. People were just like talking, one of those YouTube videos where they kind of reference that whole thing about how like everything we know now will be wrong for the most part. And, how do we kind of accelerate that or factor that in? It's like, you really can't. You just have to like wait till you definitely know you're wrong and be like, all right.
See, so that's what I'm wondering. Is there a better algorithm?
Yeah.
Also, it'd just be, fun. Like your uncle who is certain that he's always right.
Yeah.
Like, It's a good gift for the uncle.
Yeah, that would be that actually just the title alone. They'll probably be like, "Yep, put it down."
It's basically a beach read for dudes. Right?
Yeah, I remember. I mean, it's slightly related, but I grew up doing construction, like a lot of family construction businesses, and I remember my job this one time was like I had to run a tamper and compact dirt and gravel. I think it was like a 97% compaction rate. That's what I needed. So I'm going over like 93, 92, 95. And a lot of my uncles are just, done construction for a long time. So like there's a thing with construction workers and engineers where construction workers will be like, you don't know shit, man. Like they do it every time. Like you just fucking, you don't know. You couldn't possibly use your book smarts to like, your blueprints are wrong. They're always going back and forth. So there's just this young kid. He was the engineer, probably intern. And every time I would compact it, he had to stick this probe down into it and measure the compaction rate. I remember my uncle just stood over him the whole time and be like, so dumb. What are you doing? And it was kind of just like going back and forth. And eventually I remember him be like, you're never going to get 97. Just like, he was like, I know for a fact you're never going to get 97. And then I remember I ran the tamper like backwards across the thing. And then we ended up getting 97. He was just like, that thing's dumb. I hate it.
Right.
But the point is that, as you get older, there's I would say, almost a sexual pleasure in being right. I'm telling you, dude, all of my dads, if you talk to my dads or any of my uncles, huge chance they're going to hit you with a story about a time they were right and the other guy was wrong. And it's just a 5-minute story where in the end, like, I was fucking right. So
absolutely. It's a guy thing.
It is. It's awesome. Telling a story about a time you were right is, it's such an insane premise.
Right. But you want to be the one who bucked all the idiots and got proven like instinctually right somehow. But those people are rarer than
you got to be alive for it. That's the thing that kills me. I always read about these guys that I always think of Emerson. He was out in the woods just writing about stuff. Everyone's like, what a fucking dumbass. Like, this is the worst guy ever. And then it just 200 years later or whatever, they're like, this guy's a genius.
And almost all the geniuses are told they're wrong. So it's like, how can we spot those guys faster?
I don't think you can, because I feel like once you even start looking for it, and you're like, it'll just be more groupthink, and then it'll be a fake genius. And
so groupthink, basically, it's like I hate groupthink.
Yeah,
I absolutely fucking hate it. And you see it everywhere. You see it, scientific institutions are some of like the worst examples of groupthink.
Yeah, No, it's really bad. I mean, I luckily, it was like a cool experience. I don't know if I really did anything with it, but I got to go back to school in my 30s. I went back, I got a master's in social work, which was like, I would say save your 50 grand, whatever. But it's just dude, anyone, you can go get one. Anyone can get one. You can go get a master's in social work if you basic. It's whatever. But I remember just as an adult going back to school and really seeing those dynamics at play in terms of groupthink, where it's like, it'd be a question that you could literally say anything and they'd be like, I've never considered, like they would never, it wasn't like biology, they're like wrong. And I just, no one would raise their hands ever. And it'd be like, there were certain, things that if you said, the place would spaz. And like, I just watched in real time, people just be like, I'm just gonna just agree and just get along. And it's kind of terrifying when you think about it. I would say 85% of people, it might be even 90, would just be like, don't even bother me with thinking. I just want everyone to be cool, and I'm just gonna just sit back and chill and let people dictate what's going on for me.
Yeah, and the internet and AI, like it becomes harder to be an outlier. Like the group will find you now. Like it's harder to escape the group than it used to be.
Yeah, I can see that.
So did those social work skills? So do you use those for stand-up, for interviews? Do you use those in your daily life? Was it useful that way?
You know what it was useful for? I was like about to have a kid right when I went to social work school. And I got while there, I got definitive proof that you're not supposed to leave your kid in the crib to cry it out. That's like that common folk wisdom. Like, let them cry it out. They'll be fine. They're like, that's bad. It doesn't work. And just like, definitely don't hit your kids if you can help it. And I remember just being like, all right, those are two actually decent facts that I have, on the record. Because you hear it all the time. They're like, they'll be fine. Let them cry it out. And, if I had to like tap into my collective wisdom of like family and friends, they'd be like, yeah, it's totally fine. And then remember at school, they were like, no, that's just the baby giving up. And you're like, fuck, that's so sad. God damn, that's so sad.
I mean,
So I was
remember,
equipped with that.
yeah.
I remember those sleepless nights being like, we can't let him cry it out.
Same here. Like it is hard to hear that. Like
Oh,
every instinct of your body is like, go rescue that
Yeah.
kid.
yeah. And you can do like 2 minutes or here and there, but when they're just like, let them do it, it's just like, yeah, it's not good. Not a good thing. So I got that from
Glad
it.
to hear that.
But hey, yeah, thank you. And then I also, for me, it was just cool where I was like, it's just like a personal thing where I remember being like, oh, this is a master's program. I thought I was going to be around like literal geniuses because I was like, master, this is like a step away from doctors, and like doctors are, and it was, for me, it was kind of like a peek behind the curtain where I was like, okay, academia is not the, there's a lot of smart people, obviously, in different fields doing a lot of stuff. And even in that field, I'm sure. But I remember thinking like, oh, it was like a self-limiting belief kind of thing where I was like, I couldn't possibly hang around. I was thinking it was like, I don't know. I just thought people would be like brilliant beyond belief. And it's like, no, a lot of these people at the top of certain things there's some very, very smart people, but a lot of them are just pretty normal too. And it's, so for me, it was kind of like, oh, you can do anything.
Yeah, I've had that experience a few times too. I kind of feel like the process of maturity and adulthood is just getting to each stage and going like, oh, everyone here is just as dumb as I am, right?
That was it.
So I may as well do this stuff because like,
that you just summed up my answer. I was like, okay, everyone's pretty fucking dumb too. That's good. I thought I was going to be around like perfect people. And it was just like, yeah, no, this is a mess.
Yeah,
this is a
every
fucking
level, you're like,
mess.
oh, nope, not here either.
It's every rock I lift, I go, yeah, a bunch of idiots. More idiots, great.
Yeah.
So, but no, man, I'm excited for you. I can't wait. I'm going to finish this. I cracked into it last night, and I highly recommend In Defense of Sunlight. It's, again, I like the cold water stuff too. I'm big on the cold, and it's, almost like people can watch it online and be like, oh, more stuff about, it's like, just try it. That's the big thing. It's like, actually try it. It's super simple, I think, to put into place. And I don't know, there's no downside. It's like, go outside. Now for me, it's like, I can be outside in the shade and I'm thinking about little green photons hitting my skin. Amazing. I'm going, yeah, I am fucking peaceful now. This stuff works. And so I think this is a great book. I appreciate you writing it. Is there anything else you have to say? Any more razzle dazzle facts or insights? I mean, the oyster shit killed me. I can't wait. I can't wait to talk about that.
All right. This is a terrible thing to leave everyone with, but I was just looking at a bunch of studies showing that citrus consumption raises your risk of skin cancer.
Okay, hold on. I saw that. So I saw there was in the attached emails. I thought they were like talking points. I've read it. I'm like, I can't understand the goddamn stuff. So they were saying citrus.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I skimmed it being like, he's probably just saying citrus is good for you. So citrus is linked to skin cancer.
It's linked to skin cancer by multiple studies.
So what do you take from that?
I eat fewer grapefruits these days.
Really?
is what I take from it.
What?
It's the combination. Yeah. If I'm gonna get a bunch of sun, I won't eat like a grapefruit.
Dude, I just planted a lime and lemon tree in kumquats.
There's this thing called margarita burn that like is well known. Like people go,
Really?
they go to the tropics and pound the margaritas, and then they get extra fried the next day
What? From all the citrus.
from all the citrus.
Yeah, but then if you don't have this vitamin C, you get scurvy.
Well, right. It'll
So
keep
you-
you from scurvy.
Okay, but you're saying this,
You definitely won't get scurvy.
that's good. But they're saying vitamin C with sun can.
It's not the vitamin C. It's this thing called sorolins that are in the citrus.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I
So-
think a little is fine, but
Don't do too
don't
much.
pound that whole bag of oranges maybe.
Dude, look, I'll be honest. I'm not worried about skin cancer. I'm really not. It doesn't seem like that big of a deal.
Not many people die of skin cancer. It's
That's
very
what I'm saying.
rare.
Like you get all the other cancers, you die so much more frequently.
Yeah. Colon cancer, breast cancer.
Bad.
Those are bad. Lung cancer, the biggie.
Eesh, that'd be terrible. Yeah, my dad had skin cancer. They just like blasted his face with lasers.
Yeah.
We were calling him Michael Jackson for a while.
Yeah, I mean it's no fun. We shouldn't
It wasn't fun,
shouldn't
but
downplay it too much, but
I mean, I'm gonna downplay it. I'll be honest. I'm gonna fucking downplay it. I got
He's
white spots.
downplaying it,
I go
not
to the
me.
dermatologist. Yeah, you're not allowed.
me.
I'm gonna fucking downplay it. I get white spots on me every now and again. I go, yeah, photons. Who gives a shit? Let them fucking in there. I'll heal it up. They'll have it. I always tell myself, by the time I need to, they'll have a cure for that. I'll be fine.
I
Well, dude, I hope your website gets back in order.
Yeah,
and
me too.
I appreciate the insight. That thing of just as we're animals, we made all this stuff up. That's my new mantra. Honestly, that's amazing.
Well, thanks for having me. This was
Dude, thank you for coming, Rowan.
really
Appreciate
fun.
you. All right. Watch new episodes of Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast on Spotify.
Do it.